and how do I just change the How? You're gonna show me when we
I will.
change.
I will
Okay?
show you. Yeah, I'll show
Just
you.
quickly.
I'm just listening to hear how shit the audio is or not.
Did I speak?
No, I already did. Oh, there it is.
Hello? It's not. Can we use this?
Yeah.
How does it work? Just this?
1 second. Yeah.
Ready?
Okay, and I'm checking how shitty this audio here is.
So again, I just want you all to have fun, enjoy the Emmy, and take part in the discussions and be active and be open to this experience. And hereby, I would like to officially open the National Assembly of Székesfehérvár 2025. And I will also give the word to one of the officials of the University of ESN Hungary, so he can also say a few opening words for you. Thank you.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Péter Udvardi. I'm a professor at the University of Óbuda, Alba Regia faculty. I would like to welcome you here. I'm very happy that you are here. As My friend Norbert told me that there will be a very hopefully successful meeting and assembly here. So we are very happy, of course, on behalf of the university, the faculty, and of course on behalf of my dean. We are very happy that you are here, and hopefully you will enjoy your stay. Only just a few words about the city. Székesfehérvár, the ancient name is Alba Iulia, means White Castle. That was the first capital of Hungary, and it was a capital for 500 years until the Turkish occupation, and then Buda became the capital of Hungary, and Budapest now, of course. So I think you will see historical monuments, more or less, and I think our city is very beautiful. So enjoy your stay, the official part, and of course enjoy your stay at the city. I hope everything will be okay. So enjoy your stay here. Thank you very much.
All right, we will now continue with the official agenda. As you've had it for a while, I hope you all had the time to look at it. So the first item is just especially for the newbies, let's see what we're actually doing here. So what is a National Assembly? So a quick how to NA. The National Assembly, this is a definition from the ESN dictionary. Basically, it's the strategic body where all of the volunteers in an organization, national organization, meet and make decisions together. This is not the elective NA, this is just the autumn NA, where we will be primarily voting on the budget and discussing other topics. This is the chairing team. I am Sabin. I'm originally from Romania, but I'm an international guest from ESN, the Netherlands. And in the rest of the chairing team, we have Tiffany from ESN Belgium and Jasper as well from ESN, the Netherlands, together with me in the national board. I will be your main chair. I will be responsible for moderating the discussion and keeping track of the agenda and make sure that we are on time. Tiffany will be mainly taking minutes and assisting me with all the small tasks. And Jasper will be responsible for the technical aspects, so the live stream, the recording, and making sure the microphones work and stuff like that. If you have any questions about the plenaries themselves, come to us. If you have a question about the content, you can also come to us or the national board. If there's a problem with the venue or the organization itself, go to the OC. You probably know them, they're your friends, I guess. I have yet to meet all of them, and I look forward to meeting all of you. Let's go over some important aspects of this NA. First, we will talk about where to find information regarding the organization and the event. Then we're going to go over some general remarks and gestures that we have in ESN. Then I'm going to explain what the quorum check is and how the voting procedures will go. And then I will also cover how to ask questions and what the speakers list is. So first, all of the information is on this QR code. It is the link to the link tree. I think that link tree has been sent everywhere a million times, so I hope you all have it accessible by now. But in case you don't have it, you can scan it here, and you will find the agenda and any other important documents such as the room allocation and everything that's important is in there. In an ESN event, we always follow some rules. First of all, be respectful to everyone around you. We want to make this a friendly environment for everybody. Be on time for these plenaries, so this also follows from respecting each other. We don't like to be delayed because everyone will have to be late for dinner or the social program, so we all like to be on time. I will try my best to make sure that we actually follow the agenda properly, but one way to ensure that is by being on time after the coffee breaks and the lunch breaks. Additionally, follow the instructions of the OC. If the OC says leave the room, please leave the room as soon as possible. If they say go to this place, go to that place as soon as possible. If they say the social program starts at 9, then try to be there at 9, not at 10 or 11 or 12, just to make them their organization a bit stress-free. And additionally, also be understanding to us, the chairing team. We are responsible for hosting the plenaries themselves, but we can also make mistakes, and I hope you can be understanding in that regard. Typical gestures in an ESN meeting are raising one finger like this. If there is a procedural comment, this takes precedence over any other gesture. So if I notice someone with one finger raised up, We will stop everything, any presentation, and we will listen to that procedural comment. If something is going wrong with the live stream, or the slides, or any procedural matter, raise your finger and we will stop and fix it. If you raise 2 fingers, that's mainly used during a presentation or a question round. If you have a comment to something that was just said, you can raise 2 fingers, and this does not go in the speaker list, so you will speak at the moment, like on the spot. It's just a comment or a remark. It's not the beginning of a discussion, so it's a one-way communication. You just raise your fingers, comment, and then we continue wherever we left off. So you'll not get a reply back necessarily. Then raising both hands, I saw you already know this signal. It means silence. Everybody, if you see someone raising their hand, then you should also raise your hands in your turn. And everybody should stay quiet during that time. It just speeds up and prevents us from having to shout silence, 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 and ending up making more noise. And lastly, jazz hands, which is like this, is the typical silent applause. And we use it in ESN to not interrupt presenters when we agree with something, or just to save time and not have to wait too long for everybody to stop clapping. The beginning was an exception, but from now on throughout the event, try to use this gesture instead of clapping. Maybe save clapping only for extremely important moments, or like for the end. Let's see what the quorum check is. So probably most of you have heard of it. It's simply a procedure to ensure that we can hold this NA in accordance to the legal basis of our organization. What is the legal basis? At least 50% of the sections need to be represented and present. That is the case in our case, at least 7 need to be present for the quorum check. If you are not present for a specific quorum check, you will not be able to vote on the topics discussed after that quorum check. So for example, if your section is not present for the quorum check that we're going to do in 5 minutes, you will not be able to vote on the budget. At any time, you may request a change in the agenda, and you can request to host a quorum check ad hoc. In case your delegate, for example, is late and they are 5 minutes late and they missed the quorum check, we can host another one. But that will, of course, that doesn't mean that you should be late just because we can redo it all over again. So aim to be on time, especially for this. We will redo them after every big break, which are basically the lunch breaks and the beginning of the day. We will not be redoing them after the coffee breaks. For the voting, we are going to use 2 types of majorities. Simple majority is the option with the most votes wins, and we exclude abstains. So if we have 10 voters, let's say 3 abstain, then if you have a 4 versus 3 yes, no, then yes wins, the one with most votes. For absolute majority, the option with more than 50% of all the votes wins, and we include abstains. So out of 10 votes, regardless of how many abstain, the option to win needs to have at least 5 votes. So today we'll be voting on with simple majority, and from the next days on, it's going to be on the absolute majority. If there are any questions about this, feel free to refer to our statutes, ESN Hungary statutes, and come to us and ask if you need more clarifications. For questions, any participant can ask a question using Slido. Whenever the time is up for a question, we will put a QR code on the screen, which you can scan and enter your question in Slido. Slido is just a simple application where you can enter questions and we can keep a nice order. As I said before, procedural questions and comments do not need to go in the Slido, so you don't need to scan a QR code and just say there you have a procedural question. Raise your finger or raise 2 fingers, and then you will be named to speak on the spot. You need to wait for me to name you so that we can keep a bit of order in the room. I will be quite lenient, and I will not mind if you speak 1 second too early, so you don't necessarily need to wait for me to say, yes, you speak. If I look at you, you can start speaking, but do respect the fact that I do need to acknowledge you so that you can start speaking. Additionally, let's say you ask a question, you get an answer back. In exceptional cases, you may ask a clarification question in case the answer completely dodged the question or was not the answer appropriate to the question. Then you may re-ask and rephrase the question, and then the presenter needs to answer again. Do not use this to get the answer that you want to get from the presenter. It's only in the case the question was misunderstood. And on the spot, I will be the judge of whether the question was actually answered or was avoided. Additionally, if a question was already asked by someone before you, the Slido will be first come, first serve. So it might be the case that by the time you type your question in Slido, someone has already put it. Leave your question in there whenever it's your turn, and I'll name you. You can just say it was covered by, and the person who covered it. Ideally, their full name and section, or at least just a name and their section, makes it easy to keep track of the minutes. Generally, you will get around 30 seconds to ask your question, and the presenter will have a minute to answer. I will only be strict on this rule in case we are not going on time or there are more questions than we expect in the agenda. Ideally, do not make a whole speech for your question. Don't say a whole story and then end it with a question. Give as little context as possible, but give the necessary context so that your question makes sense. So no 3-minute, 5-minute speeches for the question, and definitely not 10-minute answers. I will be more strict on the answers than the questions, but I can be strict on both if that's needed. So like I said, based on how we go with the agenda, I might change this rule on the go, and I will announce beforehand. The speakers list, just to explain a bit as a concept, we are going to use Slido. When you type your question in Slido, use your name, your section, and your question as in a format as long as possible. So don't just type one word as the topic. The more you type there, the easier it will be for Tiffany to take minutes. So she can just simply copy paste your question name and section and put it in the minutes. She doesn't have to improvise or memorize names, and especially with some more difficult Hungarian names that will be challenging for a non-Hungarian speaker. So make her life a bit easier by writing your full name and the section and the full question. As I say, it's a first come, first served basis. After every topic, I will announce when the speaker list is open. From that moment on, you may start typing your question in Slido. It will be the same link throughout the presentations. So you will know, you don't need to rescan the QR code every time. But if I close the speakers list and you still put a question after I close it, then your question is not valid. Same applies if you put a question before I officially open it. Your question does not count. At the end of the time or the questions, I will announce to close the speakers list, and I will give like 3 or 4 seconds in the crowd to hear any objections. If there is an objection, then the speakers list remains open for a minute or two longer. By objecting, you can simply raise your hand, any format, 1, 2, 3, 5 fingers. Just make sure I see that you raise your hand, and I will take it as an objection. Note that this is often misunderstood. Just because you object doesn't make me angry or anybody angry. The speakers list is not a system to censor or to limit opinions. It's simply a way to manage time. So if you are thinking of a question, or you heard something that just clicked in your head and you are trying to phrase it into a question, object, and we will give you 1 more minute to think and put your question in. What we want to avoid, or at least what I want to avoid, is that you are afraid because we are going late and you no longer ask your questions because we need to catch up with the agenda. That's my job, not your job to worry about. So if you have questions, ask all of them. And of course, if there are questions about this, we can always come up to us and we can explain more. And now we will actually start with some voting. The first voting will be the quorum check. The procedure is that I will call out each section one by one, and I will have to go to my laptop to find the sections. I've practiced pronouncing them, so I hope that will not be a funny moment. And when I name your section, please stand up, say your name if you are the delegate, and then come to the front and get your voting device. The order in which I will call you is the alphabetical one, or is a standard order that you've always used at DNA, so I'll not be improvising. And actually I realized, before we do the quorum check, we need scrutinizers. That's my mistake, I forgot about the scrutinizer. So scrutinizer will be 3 people from the audience that will ensure that the voting counting is correct. So for any vote, for example, for raising the voting devices, those 3 scrutinizers are responsible for counting and making sure that we don't type a different number than what's actually happening in the room. So no, it's good. Is it? Okay, so actually the slides were right. Guess who made the slides? I made the slides. So my mistake. We do the quorum check first. So I will start, I said, I go section by section. You say your name and come please take your voting device. ESN BME. Yeah, you can come take your device. ESN Corvinus. Yeah. ESN Debrecen. ESN Elte. ESN Esterhazy. Esterhazy. The delegate is present. Then they're not able to vote on the budget. I hope you know that. ESN IBS. ESN Lux. ESN Mate. ESN Niskoch. They're not here, okay. ESN Obuda. ESN Pex. Pech. Mate. Mate.
Thank you.
ESN, please keep it quiet. ESN Semmelweis. And ESN Szeged. Of course. So now you all have your voting devices. We will now proceed to actually do some voting because we couldn't vote before you got your voting device. And the first vote will be on scrutinizers. But before we know who to vote on, we need to have 3 volunteers who would like to offer their hard work of counting votes. Note that you'll have to do it for the entirety of the NA, so you have to be present for all the quorum checks and all the votings, starting from now until Sunday. Same people. So, do we have any volunteers? Yes, there is one there. You can stand up. Yeah. Yes, another one, and we need one more. Amazing. You can come to the front. And we will write your names on the slide, and we will be voting on whether you are scrutinized or not. Here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So can you type your full name? I think you can type it faster than me. Don't tell me this is not editing. I cannot edit this link. Jasper, you gave me a non-edit link. Actually, come here. No, please.
Yeah, good. You can go to 7. Yeah, that's live. You're good.
Yes, you can stand here until we finish the vote. So you can go to the right. So, we have the 3 scrutinizers here. Please keep it quiet. Let's try to be efficient since we already started late. These are our 3 volunteers. So, do you accept Dana, Boglarka, and Gergely as scrutinizers for ESN Hungary's National Assembly Autumn 2025. The options are yes, no, abstain, and we need a simple majority. Is it a roll call or all at the same time? Okay, so those who vote for yes, please raise your voting device. I need you to count. They don't scrutinize yet because we're... Yeah. That's three, I count 11. All right, you may lower your voting device. Anybody voting for no, raise your voting device. Anybody abstaining, raise your voting device. Well, with 11 yes, 0 no, and 0 abstain, we have these wonderful volunteers as scrutinizers. You may go back to your seats and we will call you every time you have to make a vote. Oh, I call you now actually, because we will proceed with more voting. So you'll be here for like 5 more minutes. We will now continue with the official voting as it is in the agenda. First, we need to accept Tiffany and Jasper as part of the chairing team. For some reason, I'm accepted already by the national board, but you need to separately accept the vice chair and the technical chair. So we will start with Tiffany. Do you accept Tiffany Lynn van der Walle as the vice chair of ESN Hungary's National Assembly 2025? Yes, no, abstain, simple majority. Raise your voting device for yes. Now you actually count. You may lower your voting device, raise it for no, and abstain. With 11 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, we have Tiffany as the vice chair. For the next vote, in similar fashion, do you accept Jasper Deby as technical chair for ESN Hungary's National Assembly Autumn 2025? Yes, no, abstain. Raise your voting device for yes. You may lower it. Raise your voting device for no. And for abstain. With 11 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, we have Jasper as technical chair. And now we need to accept the agenda. As I said, you've hopefully had a time to look at it. If not, now it's too late, you have to vote on it. Do you accept the agenda proposed by the board of ESN Hungary for this NA? The options are yes, no, abstain. Raise your voting device for yes. You may lower it. Raise your voting device for no. And the voting device for abstain. 11 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain. The agenda is approved. We will now proceed with that agenda. And actually, the next part is the budget presentation, where... Okay. Then, Petty, you may come.
Yeah, it's this one. I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
Okay, Petty is preparing his presentation, so we are opening the presentation now.
This one? This one. Oh, love it. Maybe publish it, you know?
In the meantime,
Maybe publish it.
I'm curious, are there any Romanians in the audience? Fellow Romanians like me? No?
To the wrong country.
I know. But in the group chat I saw some Romanian phone numbers, so that's why I thought there would be some...
She's coming later.
Okay. Oh, nice. Of course, Romanians being late. Well, at least we know she won't confuse Bucharest with Budapest, hopefully. Well, the treasury updates are here. So, Petty, the floor is yours. Yes. Just a note for the budget update, budget presentation. Unfortunately, international guests cannot be in the room. I think that only applies for the 3 of us in the chairing team. Someone else from the national board will take over chairing for that part. Are there any other international guests in the room? Okay, then you will also join us and we will have a city tour from the OC. And yeah, now for fun.
Lovely. Yes. How does this work? Oh, it works this way. Lovely. Okay. So, hello everyone. Nice to meet you all. For the next considerable amount of time, I will be here presenting. So you will hear first my update as treasurer. After that, you will hear the budget update and amendment for 2025, and then the budget plan for 2026. So, if you haven't figured out from the huge text up on the presentation, I am currently the treasurer of ESN Hungary, and this is what I have been up to since the last National Assembly. So, first of all, yeah, of course, life is lifing. I've been living the best of my life. I've had wonderful experiences, but obviously no one is interested in that, because everyone knows that anything that matters is always ESN. So, these are my personal experiences. I have been able to take part in a few ESN organized events in the past few, months, which were the mentor camps of ESNet and ESN DME, as well as the CEP, the Central European Platform organized in Budapest, as well as the local changemakers training in Braga, Portugal. Technically, they are not very connected to what I am doing in my position, so I don't plan to talk a lot about them, mostly due to the time constraints that we are facing. But if you are interested in any of those, feel free to ask me in the free time, because they were amazing, and I really loved the atmosphere, and I really love visiting any sections. Actually, all of us do, so if you have any events that you would like the National Board to participate on, just send us an invite, and we are always happy to attend. So, what did I do as a treasurer? This is the important part. This is exactly why I am standing here right now. I was living out my fetishes as an engineer, and also, as Dumbledore once said, nothing is more permanent than temporary solutions. Unfortunately, I was experiencing this firsthand. What do I mean by this? I was facing a lot of difficulties for which I was not able to come up with permanent solutions. So I used temporary solutions, obviously, which stayed way longer than I expected them to. These are related to basically what I do, which is usually a lot of background work. So you might not know about a lot of these because it's usually a lot of small tasks. It's usually I create or overview the budget plans for all of the events that are organized in the name of ESN Hungary, which were the last 3 national assemblies, or like last 2 this year, because this is the 3rd one. That also includes this one. Also the section trainings, or I was helping out with the Central European Platform, and basically anything that involves ESN Hungary. I also handle the documents for the accounting, which is a lot of small tasks. Basically, I am collecting and tracking and sending everything to our accountant, as well as tracking all of the budgets and making sure that everything goes according to the accepted budget plans that is accepted by you. And I will give the report on this in the next few minutes. And of course, partnerships. Unfortunately, currently we don't have a partnership manager, which means that I really don't have the energy or time to handle a lot of partnerships. Luckily, we were able to, we were approached by a partner called Yastrips. Most of your presidents probably attended the meeting that was held in, I think it was this week. They are lovely people, and we are trying to make a partnership with them. They are organizing trips abroad, and they are making life easier for the both of us. But major topics. I have 2. I will try to be quick. I don't know what the time is because I can't say it. Oh, I can say it. Okay, I love it. So I will try to be quick. These are the 2 major topics that I was working on, the 2 major projects. One is considering the fact that last or second to last NA, it was accepted that in the next 3 years, hopefully all of the sections will have their own civil organizations. But for that, naturally, everyone has to learn how to do budgets or how to do financing. And for that one, I plan to do a budget tracking system which makes it easier for anyone without background knowledge to track and to make sure that their finances are in line with accordance with the National Tax Administration, as well as the accounting. So for that, you can see I tried to implement a lot of buttons where things happen automatically. And for that one, I had to learn JavaScript because that's what Google Sheets uses. And currently I am on line 717 and it's about halfway done. So it takes a lot of work, and this is also what I've been mostly doing in my summer. I can see some very glaring eyes, so maybe I will hurry up. But hopefully this will be presented on the next section training, or if not, then hopefully the next National Assembly. And the other one is the Tempus grant. Ooh. If you don't know, we are getting quite a lot of money from our national agency called Tempus Közalapítvány, who are supporting the work of ESN Hungary and through us the work of all of the sections. And you are getting this money actually, or like a significant part of it. And this was a very long project because it took a lot of time for all of the paperwork and all of the planning and all of the budget plans to go through. We expected this to arrive in March, but instead it arrived 2 days ago. So you will get a lot of information in the upcoming days regarding how you can spend it or how you can use it. Of course, if you have any questions regarding the paperwork or how you can really access this money, feel free to reach out to me. I think that is all. I have no idea when I started, so let's say that I'm probably at the end of my 10 minutes. So yeah, these are all the things that I've been doing since the last National Assembly, and of course the next 2 presentations that you will see from me as well. Thank you. Stage to us.
Yeah, no, you can stay here. Now it's the question round for the treasure updates.
I have a question after this.
Yeah, yeah. Time-wise, it is 1 minute. So formally, I will open the question round. This is the QR code for the Slido. Feel free to scan it, and you may ask your questions there.
If it's something more specific, you can also find me in the breaks. I am happy to help. Yeah.
This is also the QR code for all of the Q&As, so you might as well scan it now and get it over with. Is anybody preparing a question, particularly regarding the updates of Petty? Okay. Then the speaker.
One. Yes, name and section, please.
So, is anybody gonna preparing a question? Okay.
Oh,
The speaker list stays open.
Oh, there's 2.
Yes, procedural.
Yeah, just CT. I sent a little video on how to add your name and section as well to your Slido, so you don't add it into the question itself, which gives you a few more characters to write out your questions. Please follow that as well, make it a lot easier for us.
Yes.
We have a question from Zita from ESN Szeged. You may speak the question yourself.
Okay, I will try to be very quick because as far as I know, I don't have a lot of time to answer. So what I imagined, or how I imagined it, and how I also started creating it, is that basically it's very similar to what I use, or what we use at the level of ESN Hungary at the moment, because we are also an NGO. It would be a framework where, so it's almost like a different software, but it's technically built in an app script and also on Google Sheets. So technically it's a framework where you have to make the least number of adjustments. So you just have to put in all of the details for the transactions, and all of the things that will pop up are sort of things that remind you what you have to do with those transactions. So the most important part, for example, is you input a certain transaction. It will immediately highlight what you have to fill out. And then also it will highlight the spot, for example, for the invoice. You write in the invoice name, and then it will ask you, have you sent it to your accountant? Have you uploaded it to your diary? So it's basically all the things that I have faced in the past 1.5 years as a treasurer, the things that were missing, and like months later I had to go back and was like, where is this, what I'm missing? So basically it's these things that it's focusing on. Yes.
All right, before the next question, I propose to close the speakers list. Is there anybody typing a question? If not, Aaron's question from ESN. Oh, the question disappeared.
Yeah, did you click on the wrong one?
Yeah.
It's okay, I saw
Anyway,
it.
Aaron from ESN Obuda, you may ask a question. And the speaker list is closed, so no more typing.
I think this is related to my previous answer, so I will not repeat myself, but maybe a few extra things that I want to add, that I was really focusing on sustainability. So in my experience, in many cases, when someone creates an Excel that they understand, the boards change, maybe in a year, maybe two, and then the next person has no clue how to operate it or how to expand it. So like if there is like, if I finish my mandate and it says 2025, 2026, that's great. We have a great Excel for 2 years, but then if the next person doesn't know how to add a page for 2027, it doesn't worth anything. So these are the main automations that I considered. So like at the press of a button, basically, all of the things are generated immediately. New page, 2027, all of the things that are required for the whole system to work, that I, for example, explained in the previous question.
Okay. All right, then that's it. We proceed with the next point in the agenda, which is the budget presentation. Petty, you stay here. City and the international guest, Lucy, right? Then we will go out on a city tour from the OC. And good luck. You have exactly an hour. So,
Fair enough.
First off, read the
Hang it back on.
Stream is on. All right, let's please resume, if we can. All right, welcome back from the coffee break. I hope you enjoyed the presentations. We certainly enjoyed our tour of Székesfehérvár. I'm not gonna try anymore. But we'll now proceed. We will now proceed with the international guest presentations, and the first one will be Tiffany from ESN Belgium. Tiffany, the floor is yours.
Yeah, apologies. So, hi, I'm your vice chair. I'm Tiffany. It's this way. I'm currently the ESN Wiki team coordinator in NEC. Also, I'm part of the membership team, and I'm the VP of my local section in ESN Belgium. I used to be on the national level for 2 years prior to this as well. I am Vietnamese Belgian, but actually Mr. Worldwide if you go into my history. And fun fact, I always have to be in at least 2 positions in ESN for all of my ESN careers. So my local section is a small town that nobody knows about, in between Antwerp and Brussels. So people know those 2 cities, like middle. We are also very close to the city that has Tomorrowland. So if the wind goes right when there's Tomorrowland, you can hear the music from your house. Good or bad, depends on what you like. We have very interesting ways of working. We work based on a semester basis, so elections every semester. And everybody in our team is on the board. So our board is 23 people. Imagine the meetings that we have. Very fun things. So for ESN Belgium, we have 18 sections within ESN Belgium. It's spread across the country. Now we're trying to get a new candidate section. That's been on and off kind of going on. And on your right, that's the old national board, and on the left is the new national board. We have 14 people in the national level if all positions are filled. We work very much together with like national board and coordinators on the same level. So that's fun. And in membership team, this is a picture of us at SEEP doing the regional platform. We are under the network care, one of the support structure of ESN International that helps with candidate section and establish NOs, so all the one section NOs. We're supporting them in their daily tasks because imagine you have to work as a local section and a national level all at the same time. It's a lot of work. And I'm with also the wiki team, which you'll hear more about on Sunday in the international committees. We do everything with the wiki as a general thing. If you don't know what it is, you should use it. It's a lot of good information. And if you have any feedback on how to make it better, we're planning on restructuring the wiki this year, so you can always let me know what you don't like about it and what you do like about it, so that we can improve it. Thank you.
I know it's annoying to not clap, but let's keep it to the yes and signals, so do like that after every presentation. We will now continue with our next guest from France, Lucy. We have your slides here, so I'm just going to put them for you.
The fuck is this? It's a PDF.
Okay. Well, best we can do.
I sent the slides.
Those are alright. You can work with this, right?
Can you?
Yeah. I mean, you just like scroll.
Okay, so can you scroll? Okay.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Lucy. I volunteer at ESN Marseille in France, and I'm here just because I'm doing a literal trip and I thought like why not being here today. So I'm going to talk to you a bit about ESN France. So the French network is composed by like 35 sections, divided in 5 big regions, more than 1,500 volunteers a year, and more than 25,000 international students a year. And this French network works thanks to all of these volunteers. So there are 8 members of the national board and 4 members of the permanent team that supports the national board. Yes, and France is carrying some projects. Maybe you've heard about them. Erasmus in Schools is great. It's like ESN volunteers going to schools to talk international mobility with students. Buddy System and Sound of Mobility, which is a podcast hosted by ESN members for telling a bit about ESN experience. So if you want to scan the QR code, it's the promotional moment. So yeah, the French network is super fun, but obviously the best local section of this network is ESN Marseille, in which I volunteer. So here is Marseille. If you've never been, I highly recommend you to go. It's a great city. I've been living there for 3 years and it's so beautiful. I'm the local representative of ESN Marseille, and we try to organize many events, 2 welcome months a year, 1 in September, 1 in January. One type of event that we really like is a hike in the Calanque, which is a national park just close to the city that is gorgeous. International students really like it also. And here you have our volunteer at the National Assembly of ESN France this October doing this sign. So it's GUL, it's Jewel, it's like a rapper from Marseille that is like a mascot in the city. So if you go one day to Marseille and you want to belong, just do this. Thank you very much.
All right, I still insist on this, but we will now continue with the presentation from ESN the Netherlands, which is me and Jasper. We will do this presentation together since we are both in the same NO. In case it's not obvious, we are orange because it's our color.
Like technology, man. Technology.
Oh, it's... You start and then it's you and
Sure. All right, cool. Hello, everybody. We're going to be talking a little bit about the ESN the Netherlands. Now, first off, a little bit about me. I am currently the network manager of ESN NL on the national board. There's 7 of us in total. I am the ex-president of ESN Amsterdam, where I was a member of last year. 27 years old. I'm actually born and raised in Amsterdam, so I'm homegrown. Which in our NO is actually a rarity. I would say maybe 10-15% of us is Dutch. The rest of us are international students. Now, I have a social program coming up later as well. If you really want to get to my heart and really get on my good side, you'll invite me over to for a session of karaoke, because that is really the best and most fun thing I can do with you, for sure.
And my name is Sabin, as I already said it. I'm originally from Romania. I'm 23 years old, and I've been living in the Netherlands for the past 5 years, I think, or 4 years. This is my 4th year in ESN. I was born and raised in Bucharest, and I left to study abroad for university and now my master's. I finished my bachelor's in computer science, and now I'm doing a master's in cybersecurity in a city called Nijmegen, which you were laughing about how I pronounced the name of this city, but you wouldn't be able to pronounce it if you saw it written. I love to do sports. Right now I'm playing around with triathlon, so that's running, swimming, and biking. And even more than doing sports, I actually like eating. So way to my heart is to just show me a good food place. Goulash, anything, I will eat it gladly. And I'm often told I have an Italian accent. I don't know where that comes from, but it's probably a mix of me growing up speaking Spanish. I was in a bilingual school, so now I speak English, Romanian, and Spanish fluently. And probably that's where the accent comes, but I don't speak Italian. And yeah, let's see more about ESN Netherlands.
Yeah, so a little bit more about the board that we have here. I said earlier we have 7 people on the board. We got the people over here, the 11 people. In comparison to Tiff's, what she just said, of 23 people on the board, we just have 7, which is a very comparable number with Phoebe, president,
I'm the vice president, treasurer Sabine, me network manager, which is more on like the HR kind of side of things. Mara as a CM, Richard as a project manager, and Tess as a project manager. Now this looks very serious because we in the Netherlands take our work very seriously, but we're not that serious all the time. We can also be a lot of fun, and you'll see that back later in the presentation as well, where we have this very serious way to our work that we will reason, but also obviously from a good point, from a good fun perspective as well. Now a little bit about the structure that we have over here. We have the national board that you can see in the big numbers there, and all of the board support that we have in these positions. Most of these are filled right now, which is great, and we actually have expanded on it this year as well. Some of these things of note that we don't see a lot in other NOs is, for example, the co-op, the Council of Advice, which is a long-term kind of advisory body, and the National Activity Committee. A lot of NOs have the National Activity position. We have a whole committee that works on these kind of things. So that's really interesting. If you have any questions about any of these bodies, or want to talk a little bit more about what structure we have, you can always come and talk to us in the breaks, during the social program, or at any other time. Now a little bit about ESN, the Netherlands as a ESN NO. We have 16 sections in total, spread out all over the country. You can see them over there. Fun thing, we also have the first section, so the birthplace of ESN in Utrecht, 1989, over 35 years ago where we started that. That first president, Desiree, also turned out to be the first president of ESN International in 1990. So we've been in the game for quite some time, and we're quite proud of that as well. Now we have, like I said, 16 sections, which are a combination of part-time sections or boards and full-time boards. Now about full-time boards, we're going to talk about a little bit later as well. But it's really interesting to tell you about the fact that some of these boards really do take a year off from working, from studying, from socializing, and just dedicate 40, 50, 60 hours a week to ESN for a whole year, which is, in my opinion, kind of crazy dedication. Now a little bit more about Web and the Benelux, the region that we're in. We are a very, very, very tight region. As you can see, we have, on the right-hand side, you can see that we won a award at ESN Ancona for a training event that we did together. PNG, really proud of it, and hope that we can continue putting it forward as well. And what we also have is that within the region, there's a lot of sharing of the chairing team. So for example, Tiffany, she was on the chairing team last year for us. I was on the chairing team for Belgium a couple of weeks ago, and vice versa with Switzerland, the UK, everything. We do a lot of spreading information like that, if you like. Now, internationally speaking, ESN Netherlands is usually very vocal, with very strong opinions that we like to out as well, but we do it, trust me, from a good place as well. We also want to see the network move forward into a good direction, and we try to be as opinionated as possible to make sure that everybody does the best that they can. We're also always present at the international events. For example, at the GA, we're going to be with 6 people, and at EGM and Web, all of these we always represent, and we represent well. And also right now, we have Irene as a regional coordinator, or working on the international level as well, who represents ESN and now. If you see any of us at any of the international events, don't be afraid to also talk to us, see us, look us up, because we, again, love to talk about all the things that we do here with ESN and try to improve as well. Now, one of the things, or 2 events that I really want to point out that are really interesting is one, King's Day that's coming up. Now, that is a national holiday that we have in the Netherlands, 26th of April, where the whole country turns orange, like that we are wearing. It's one big party where we celebrate the king, but it's really just about drinking and partying. Now, on King's Day, we actually, as an NO, organize a party, or like organize a national activity as well for you all to join as well. So mark it in your calendar. We'll send out an email once we get close to the date, and we'll provide you with accommodation, a party, and a great, great time as well. And the other thing that I want to point out that's really awesome. Oh, I see. You want to take a picture? All right, give me a second to take a picture. Awesome. And the other thing that's coming up right now is our MP2, our national platform, which for you is the NA, the National Assemblies. It's going to be hosted in Amsterdam, 9th to 11th of January, which is going to be a full weekend full of interesting plenaries, talk about international updates, workshops, and social program that's going to be incredible, because I'm the OC, so you have nothing to worry. That was more about like ESN and now and what we do here, but Sabine's going to talk a lot more about what it is like to study in the Netherlands, because he as an international student has the best perspective on that. So, if you want to take it away.
Yeah, well, indeed, student life in Netherlands is very active. Most people don't necessarily stay in their rooms and study all the time. They like to also do other things along the studies, and the culture encourages that. The Dutch generally believe that you can gain as much in the university as outside, so through extracurricular activities. Hence, doing a board year, being part of a student organization is really encouraged. But you probably heard about bikes. We do bike a lot, and probably when you search for biking, this is what you see, like the sports. Funnily enough, there's more bikes in the Netherlands than people. It's actually around 1.7 bikes per person if you divide it. But it's not this kind of bikes. So that's the sport side of bikes. It is a common sport. However, if you look at the international level of professional cycling, the Dutch are not really that at the top. It's more Balkans. But we don't do this kind of cycling. We do more so this kind of cycling. And this is our prime minister from 3 years ago, casually cycling to the parliament building, parking his grandma bike on a pole, locking with a chain, and then going to work. Likewise, we have situations like this, where we have a guy carrying a chair on a bike, where the king is giving an interview in the background. That is the king, and that was the bodyguard trying to stop the guy cycling with a chair on the bike. These kind of things happen. It's part of the culture, and we love it. Everybody loves it, and everybody has crappy bikes, and we are very happy to have them. Student organizations, like I said, they are an established part of student life. I would say 90% of students find their place in one of the organizations, and a lot of them are the typical fraternities and sororities, but there's also study organizations who focus only on specific study, or sports organizations who center around a sport, or just mixed for, we call it gezelligheid, just hanging out, meeting people. So the first one founded is the infamous, I would say, Vindicat. It is based in Groningen, unless I'm mistaken. Groningen is probably the most famous student city in the Netherlands. It's in the north. It's isolated, and pretty much all you can do there is be a student. Once you finish studying there, you leave. You go to Amsterdam. It was established in 1815, and if you open the local news, they appear on the news almost every week for doing some stupid thing, inappropriately illegal on the street, but they are famous and they are the oldest one. Usually, being part of a board also comes with a full-time commitment, so that means around 8 hours every day, 5 days a week, where you're sitting in the office and welcoming new members and just interacting with the members. That's common for almost all Dutch associations. In ESN, we have a mix. As of now, out of the 16 sections, 2 are full-time, ESN Tilburg and ESN Groningen. Tilburg is famous because they have a bar, and it's a full-time job to actually maintain a bar. And ESN Groningen is, I would argue, the biggest section in the whole network. They have around 3,000 students coming in every year. They also sell around 2,500 ESN cards per year. So if you do the math, that's probably how many Hungary sells in 10 years. But anyway, they are a very big section, and they require to be full-time in the office, 9 to 5 every day. They only take one holiday, 1 month holiday in the year, and their mandate starts in May and ends the next year in September. So it's a big commitment. University pays for the tuition fees, so they don't pay for studying, but they cannot study realistically. And there's hundreds of organizations in all the cities. In my city, for example, only sport organizations, so sport that organizations that meet only for the purpose of doing a sport together, it's over 90. So you can have not only like the typical football, basketball teams and organizations, but you have even more niche sports like lacrosse and ultimate frisbee and golf and darts and stuff like that. And these organizations range from anywhere from 20 members to 100 members or 500 members or 1,000. Now, another part of Dutch student culture is a kobo. In Dutch, it stands for constitutieborrel or constitutionborrel. Constitution means to begin to start something, and borrel, it's a name for social drinking, where you just hang out, a beer in your hand, and socialize. And this happens for every board whenever they are constituted, so whenever they start their mandate. For us, it's usually late summer or around August. And in September, as soon as you start your mandate, you host your constitution board, where all of the other boards that you know or you invite come you dress in suits. Usually the suits are paid for by the organization, you don't buy them yourself. So because the organization invests the money in their members because they put the work in. And everybody dresses in suits, and we do what it's called brassen. We basically steal each other, push each other, treat the 500 euro suits as if they were nothing, and drink a lot. Every board brings a gift, usually a bottle of alcohol, which all of the board together needs to finish. And when you do the math, if like 15, 20 boards come to congratulate you, rarely you make it to the end. You usually have to cut it short at some point. And we also do Kobos in ESN. It's a way to integrate the Dutch culture. This is us, I think, 2 years ago. That's me in the...
That's it, yeah.
last year or some time ago. It's the old national board where we hosted the Kobo. We sit in a circle and we basically congratulate each other and we wish each other a good board year. And hopefully we'll collaborate on some event. And at the end we take a picture, sometimes or sometimes not. And we always steal each other. That's me in my 800 euro suit being pushed around by Jasper in his 2 euro t-shirt. And it was very fun, and we do it every year, and it's a pleasure to receive invitations from the sections, and we travel, we go, we offer them a gift, hang out for a few drinks, and then we leave, we go back to our city. The Netherlands is a very small country, we can be anywhere in 2 hours, 2 hours at most. So yeah, that's pretty much the Netherlands in a bubble. Feel free to contact us, that's our board email, or if you want to contact me or Jasper individually, this is my information. I'm not going to leave for too long because both me and Jasper will be around here. So feel free to approach us. We will stand out at least for tonight in orange. Tomorrow we'll probably be wearing black, but you can easily find us. So let's see. Actually, no, that's all that I have to see.
Sure.
So that's it from our side. Thank you for listening. Then okay, no, hey, board. We do like. Okay, I still disagree, and I think I have more power than you in this. So the next international guest presentation is from ESN Romania, from Umar. I don't know if he's here. Then I guess we will not have this presentation, and we continue with the normal agenda, which is just announcements from the OC. So I don't have a slide for it. You may speak, shout.
Vicky, aren't you coming? Okay, good evening, everyone. Is it important for the stream? You're okay. I don't like to speak in a microphone. Hello, everyone. My name is Norbert. Some of you know me already. I have a really long past in ESN, maybe 11 years now. It's nice to organize this event for you throughout this weekend. I will hope that you will enjoy everything. So, some OC announcements. As you could see on your little badge, there are some pictures and images. What you can see, each of you are distributed into different houses. And since you are distributed into houses, I would say that I would like to have some fun throughout the weekend all together. So I would like to announce the start of the House Cup. Each houses will compete throughout the weekend during the evening social programs. As I will announce, or as you could see in the survival guide, today we will have a small ordinary wizarding level exam as a quiz. So an OWL exam. What will start at 9 o'clock sharp at the 3 broomsticks. As you could see, like it's the social program area, which is named Sherpatica. If you go to the link tree, then you will find the map where the different kind of pinpoints are shown, or where to go. We will meet at 9 sharp because throughout the weekend there are some rules regarding having points or getting points to your houses. So like if you are punctual, then you get 0 points. If you are late, you will get minus 10 points each time. That's why we have the badges. And that's how we can see that which house you are in, because my lovely helpers, house elves, and everyone will be monitoring you, because this will be a really tough weekend regarding catching these points. That's one of the announcements. The other one, social program, starts at 9. You can have a visual about the house pointing system, which I will show on the link tree. Every house has 200 points at the beginning, so you can have an opportunity to lose some points at the beginning and not start at minus. And also my lovely national board are the house leaders of each houses. So like for Slytherin, it is Andris. For Gryffindor, it's Dorka. Can you help me a little bit, Kinga? You are Ravenclaw. For Ravenclaw, it's Kinga, and for Hufflepuff, it's Orshi. Yes. Until that, that is a substitutional.
I will not be anything.
The other thing regarding the agenda for today. Now, as I remember from the agenda, there will be the reflection groups. After reflection groups, I can say the dinner has already arrived. Regarding dinner, like, there will be two different cases. So, like, we were really, really careful with different kind of special diets. So, at the food, normal food will be gluten-free and milk-free, also dairy-free. So, like, everybody will get normal, and there will be the other option, the vegetarian, as I remember. Yes. Okay. You will get your dinner after, like, there are two different kind of options after the reflection groups. You grab your dinner and have it here. You will get utensils for that, like the plastic ones, for all meals, all different meals. And on the other hand, you can take it to the accommodation. In this case, like, I would like to ask Jano. Jano, stand up, please. Jano will be helping you with the accommodation. As you could see at the registration, you have to sign a paper. And also, like, I asked you to fill out that form because the paper was filled by by myself, making an Excel kind of letter making something. Made some black magic on it, or dark magic to happen for these. At the accommodation, Jano will help you, like which room you are assigned to. It's a mixed room, so like no different kind of house dormitories or something like that. And tomorrow the breakfast will start at 7:30 here. Okay, I think. Yes. After that, we will start until lunch. So, like, be punctual. Also, you will lose points if you are late. Any questions for the breakfast? Yes. No, from the plenaries. If you are late from breakfast, then you will be hungry. Yes. Yes, okay. Any other questions maybe? And also, by the way, like, feel free to contact us if you need anything. Nikki is the Vice OC. She's from ESN BME. We are working hard for you. If you have any problem, just contact us. We are here for you for the whole event. Yes, Balázs?
Can we leave our stuff here? Are you going to log the room?
Yes, the room will be locked. And it will be open, I think, from the beginning of breakfast. Have a nice evening and have a fruitful National Sunday. Thank you very much. Wait. Adi, where should we give the food? Downstairs, upstairs? Downstairs. Okay, so after the reflection groups, you will get your food at the registration. That's the easiest.
Yeah. Just one quick announcement. Those who have the voting devices, please return them to me here so that you don't lose them. If you lose it, you cannot vote anymore.
I want to say is that now we move to reflection groups. I would like you to get to know your reflection group leaders, so I would like them to just like put their hands up. There's gonna be Abigail, Zita, Bogi, Hanna, and Anna. Yes. So whoever you are in the reflection group with, please follow them, and you can be anywhere that you are comfortable with.
I'm advertising. Please bring back the voting device. I'm missing 9. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have 2, right? We have 3. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, but this is done.
Look at the reflection.
You want to reflect?
I want to reflect. What is the camera? Oh, is that film?
Oh, I'm gonna stop it on.